Hi, good morning. It's not morning, it's like afternoon. But I am ready to go to my mother in law's house to pick up a table. I got my little Halloween stuff on because I'm going to be looking at Halloween stuff at Walmart because I need to pick up some supplies for my first market. My first market's not until October, but like I gotta get myself in the mood. So we're gonna go over to my mother in law's, pick up a table. Hopefully, she'll have chairs. If not, that's okay. My sister in law might be able to get me a canopy and folding chairs or camping chairs at least. If not, that's a couple like hundred something dollars. Not like hundreds, but like a couple tens of dollars. I'm hoping that I have that provided for me. But if not, no big deal. I've set money to the side. I'm budgeting. We're gonna pick up I think hand sanitizer because I want to have hand sanitizer at my table. We're gonna pick up fabric. We're also gonna pick up probably one more like display thing. A clothing rack. That's what it was. Because I do plan on sewing some clothes. I don't have any pants hangers, so I might pick up some pants hangers while I'm there because I do plan on sewing some skirts. I do have, I don't have plenty of clothing hangers, but I will make do with what I have in my closet for like regular shirts hangers. It is what it is, but I want to try to save as much money as I can. I've worked it out with the amount of money that I need. So it's $75 for the table, like for the table at the event in general. But it's also like $100+ maybe around $200 for like startup fees. So like the square reader and the canopy and the table. Well, not the table, the chairs, because I don't think we'll need another table. We have plenty of tables at home. My mother-in-law is just being really nice to us and then letting me borrow one of her tables so that I don't have to take apart the table that I have my TV and my sewing machine on. And then, like I said, chairs, canopy, hand sanitizer, square. There's a bunch of other things I have in my brain that I can't remember right now because it's pulled up in tabs on my PC. So we're on our way now in our cute little Halloween outfit. You can't see, but I'm wearing a little hair tie thing, scrunchie. All right, gotta go. Oh, we're back from Walmart, and I almost had a breakdown. Like, it is rough. Like, I have anxiety, and going to Walmart gives me more anxiety. But we're back. We have our table. You guys are on top of the table. It's a pink cloth right here. My sister-in-law had a pink cloth available. It's a water resistant, so that's perfect. I think it might be upside down. I don't know. Also, while digging in my trunk, I found my little boo bag that's been missing for over a year with some yarn and a 4mm hook that's been missing for a while too. I don't remember what I was making, but I was definitely making something. But now I have more hooks and I have this bag back. Is there cash in here? No, stop. I hope there's cash in here. No, there wasn't. Okay. Wishful thinking. But we're going to do like a table mock setup soon. I got to eat first because, well, I'm not hungry anymore because my anxiety's getting to me. I think this was supposed to be a capelet. It's definitely not going to be anymore. I'm just going to take this apart because I don't remember what I was doing with this. I don't know what this is. I think it was supposed to be like a top. I don't know. I ain't going to finish it. Oh, but it looks so nice. That's all spider stitch. Gonna take it apart and then figure something else out with it. Bamboo yarn. Great stuff. I'm gonna eat some pierogies. I have to wait for Granny Yao to wake up from unconsciousness in like 5 days on Infinity Nikki. So I'm going to show you guys what I've been doing with my table so far. I've not done much. I just kind of move stuff around. I have this little guy right here. I'm going to put a bunch of scrunchies in here. I need to spray paint this. I'm not sure if I want to bring this with me. And this over here is going to be for hand sanitizer eventually, but I got to find some hand sanitizer. This one my sister-in-law gave me because it was too big for her booth at the market stall that she does. So she gave this to me. And then we have these little guys. They're shoe racks, but I have all my shoes on the shoe racks already. So these are clean. They haven't had shoes on them yet. So I'm going to go grab some of my stuff and then like try stacking it real quick. I just ate a lot of spicy food and then downed a bunch of water. So if it sounds like I'm having a bad time, I am. My tummy hurts. But I'm going to power through this because I'm strong and I'm brave. But down here, right here, that's a big pile of the stuff I have. And like, I got to figure out how to fit it all on here. This right here is a clothes hanger. So I don't want to put it together right now because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to take it apart. So I'm going to set it to the side because clothes hanger is a clothes hanger, right? And then, yeah, everything else is staying on the table. I might add one more thing, but I'm not sure yet. I'm already noticing a problem right here. This is just going to drape over, I guess. And then I have some of the stars. I don't know how many stars I'm going to sell, but this is draping over. This, I don't even know if I want to sell plushes, to be honest, because I feel like every crochet artist is a plush artist, and I don't know. I have this because this is my logo. And then this, I'm going to take this out because I'm not going to use this or that box, so I'll take that out too. I think I might spray paint this basket. Okay, problem number 2, there's too many scrunchies. So I'm going to dwindle this down until like one of each flavor, I guess, and then put the extras behind the table. That way it doesn't overflow like this. And then you can still kind of see that it's sitting on something because like you want to kind of see her, right? I don't know, I do. So all the extras are in here now. I decided to keep all the Halloween-y ones out on this side and then the ones that have spares on this side. I do have another Halloween-y color in here. But it's not really Halloween. It's like more pineapple color because it came from this skein. So change of plans. We're not doing the plushes because I don't want to be known as a plush vendor. I sell hair accessories and clothing, which isn't hung, and other accessories. So no plushes. I will have this because this is my logo, like I said. I will have this behind the table as like if I run out of other stuff, maybe. But I want to make sure I can display all of my bandanas and most of my berets, you know, because that's kind of what I do. This is final form right now. I don't know. It feels pretty lackluster because I don't really have much to display this. I want more mannequins, but that costs money. So I'm going to wait until I have more, I guess. I have all my spiderweb ones right here. They're all the same kind of spiderweb. And then we have our mushroom ones down here. Then we have our striped with picot stitch. We have just a regular, but it's rave yarn. This is a bat wing fabric. What is it? Pattern, kind of gleaned off of a Daisy Dagger Co. company, or Co. rather, Daisy Dagger Co. It's gleaned off of one of their patterns. These two are bamboo. These ones are Lion Brand date nights. And then we have vintage lace right here. I don't know if you can really see it. There it is, the little vintage lace motif. Then we have another picot stitch, I think. Either that or shell. I think this is shell, actually. Shell stitch, bamboo, bamboo. Then we have our universe yarns right here that are no longer in production. RIP. We have more rave berets. Then we have the Halloween Hirschner yarn berets. These are all bracelets. They're all candy. I feel like this is pretty safe for kids. I think like $6-7 because like probably $7. And then these ones I'm gonna make $5. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty like it's just a table. I still have all of this that's in here. So these are my excess bandanas. I have all my pride ones in here, but I kind of want to save them for other days, I guess. Down here at the bottom, the extra scrunchies. These are all hair accessories. And I don't know how to display. Like, these ones are going to be hard to display, so I have to, like, probably scatter them around. These one, I have to figure out to display too. That's pretty cute, right? I have these little dangles, and that's really hard to display because I don't know how to show it off, you know? All right, so now we got these little dangles hanging here. Still doesn't really indicate what they are, but they're with the keychains and then with the water bottle sling. So it's, I feel like obviously an accessory. So you can kind of tie this to your bag or your hair. I call them baubles, but you can call them whatever. I don't really know. Maybe I'll wear something similar to these. So we got this here. Then we got the stars all up here, these little pins, and then we have the little zombie ones down here. They're so cutie. I might put something down here, maybe down here too. And then right here is that one empty spot, which is fine for now. I'm going to scooch this over a little bit because I don't really like that space right there. But this is the table now. I still don't know how I feel about it. Good morning. So before I get started, or ready for work, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am in the process of applying for another market. I'm applying for Goblin Market right now. They just dropped their applications today. I'm waiting for a response from my sister-in-law right now for her email address. She doesn't have a business name yet. I don't think she's quite ready to do the business name thing yet. but like I want to share a booth with her because she's also a crochet artist, and hers is kind of unique in the sense that uh she does a lot of upcycled thrifting and with yarns. She uses a lot of acrylic yarn, whereas most crochet artists right now use the fluffy yarns. So I think that gives her a little unique advantage. And on top of that, she'll be sharing a booth with me who does fashion. So I think that would help and benefit the both of us. I don't know if I told you guys, I'm just like, my brain's not here yet, but I was going to say that my sister in law also, she doesn't have a business name yet, just because like she's still like getting her feet on the ground and knowing what she really wants. I don't think she quite has like a curated theme yet. I will let her know what the theme is for this. I think that's the kind of style that she does. She'll learn the theme and then she'll just make for the theme. So whereas I have a curated 1940s alternative theme, so and mostly berets and hair accessories. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get in. If not, I won't be too upset because like I have the one in October and that means I won't have to stock up more, but also it means I'd be able to display my table some more. I did get a little bit more work done on it. Let me go show you real quick. So right now, the theory or the thought is to get these two on a little booster or something. But we have these right here. I have some like of the candy corn sitting out because I just wanted to get it out of my little bags. I have the hearts sitting out as well because I want to get those out of my bags. We have all of the hair clips, the star hair clips. Then we have the little zombie hair clips. I'll probably be making more of these guys. You guys already saw that I have these right here. Over here is going to be my bin of like B grade stuff. I think what I'm going to do is like put a little bin down here and then do like a tablecloth over it and then set that basket on top of it so people can dig through it if they'd like. And then have my clothes rack over on this side. Then we have our scrunchies, which I'll refill as we go. I might switch this one out for like a nightlight thing because it's the market in October is going to be 3 to 9. I'll probably need a nightlight, but if I get accepted to Goblin Mart, then I'll keep this. I have my candy. You guys already saw all of my bandanas. Well, most of them because some of them are still in here because I don't have space. And then we have, of course, the little bottle slings. I'll be making more of these soon. I have another one that needs to go up here, but it's my reference piece. Then I have the few little stars I am willing to bring with me. We have all of our dangles hanging on this side. And then we'll have some more of like the specialty berets, the big pieces, the showstopper pieces. Some more hearts. And then, as I said, another candy corn. I'll be refilling these because I have like 5 of these guys. But yeah, that's the table so far. I may or may not add more. I don't know. Like right now, it feels okay. But like also, I think I know I am my own worst critic. So yeah, I just think that it's kind of boring to have things laid out on the table like this. I don't know. It feels a little bit cluttered, but also, I gotta get ready for work. Hi, I don't feel like picking up my mic right now because that's in the other room and I'm comfy sitting here and I have 8 minutes till I have to leave for work. So I wanted to give you guys a little update on like HHN, even though this is supposed to be like a market prep video. So I have a lot of friends, well, maybe not friends, but like acquaintances that are really into WWE. If you are in Central Florida and have been in Central Florida since at least the 90s, it's kind of our culture. Pre-high-speed internet, it's kind of our culture to be into wrestling. So I have been asking those acquaintances to basically info dump at me. And because of that, I'm a little bit more excited for the WWE house. At first, I'm like, not my kind of deal. Like, I'm not into WWE. I haven't been into WWE since the 2000s. But, like, the more I hear about it, the higher it's ranking. So whenever I get around to doing my hype list, I'll be putting it higher than number 9. Dolls has dropped since I last wrote my hype list. Originally, it was at number 2. But I've dropped it. Hold on, I forgot I didn't put any of my highlighter on. But yeah, I wanted to update you guys on that, even though I don't think many people are here to watch my HHN content unless you're from my shorts. And even then, not many people are watching my HHN shorts. They're watching it on TikTok. The reason why I'm doing a lot of these vlogs lately is for HHN. So it's kind of like a weird thing. I talk a lot about HHN because it's my favorite thing in the entire world, but also I understand that me info dumping about HHN is kind of like annoying. So I'm going to try to refrain from doing that as much as I can coming up until like the actual event, because I think I might make it a separate vlog. I'm not entirely sure at this point of me like checking into the hotel and all that, because it is on a, well, actually, yeah, I think we check in on Friday. So if that's the case, that whole entire week vlog will be HHN, and then it will end up back home. So I'll title it checking into the hotel, blah, 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 whatever, HHN week. But anyways, besides that, I have thought about doing, instead of just like the bralettes, even though the bralettes will be really nice, I think I just want to make one set of the bralette, and I don't know what fabric pattern I want to use yet. I also have a pattern for like a bat neck collar somewhere in my pile. I gleaned it off of a crepe fill pattern, I think. I don't know. I traced the pattern, gave it a 1-inch seam allowance. I don't remember if I edited it or not to give it only like a 5/8 of an inch, because 1 inch is way too big of a seam allowance, especially for something that small. I have some fabric in here I could use. I have, oh no, that's fleece. I don't want to use that one. Although it is a very pretty fabric, I don't want to use that one. I do have all this black heart fabric right here. Oh, I don't want to pull it all the way out, because if I do, then it's never going back in. But you can kind of see it, right? Yeah, that fabric. I have all this heart fabric. I don't know what to do with this fabric. It's so ugly. I did buy Rick dye, actually. I might dye it completely, and then maybe it will be something I enjoy. But I don't know at this point. I want something like a little bit sturdy. I know you're supposed to use like interfacing and all that, and I could get interfacing from Walmart for pretty cheap too, but that's something I think I would prefer to order on Wawak, because Wawak is super cheap. I have a couple other patterns. I did find this pattern on Etsy. I don't know how much of this I have left, but I know it's not enough to like actually make something big out of it. Maybe a couple colors. And a little bit. So I don't plan on wearing this as a collar, so it needs to be washed first, but I could probably purchase it on Etsy. I don't know where they got it or whatever, but it's probably, I think the shop is called like something along the lines of Sew Stash or something like that. But yeah, I have quite a bit of this fabric, not enough for, maybe enough for one top. I don't know. I want to make one set of tops, one in every size range in the same fabric. But if I can't, then, because like I don't want to make one, you know? Like I feel like that's kind of lame. When I want to like drop a line, I want to be able to drop it in multiple sizes. And right now at this point, I can't do multiples of sizes, just one of each size, because I am just me. I have this fabric right here. I have a ton of this fabric, so maybe this is one. I think this one, actually, I might do, wow, I may have bought 5 yards of this. So I think this is the fabric I want to use for the tops then. I could still use black, because I have it in, I don't know where I put it. I think it's in the living room still. I bought 4 yards of pre-cut fabric. It's all pure cotton from Walmart while I was out there. And like, I think that might have to be my go-to. I have to figure out a way to go to Walmart without being overstimulated and overwhelmed. I did have my headphones. Like, I went in on the phone with my husband because I was like, I'm not going to have a good time. I know I'm not. I know I'm going to have an anxiety attack. And I sure almost as shit did, because I don't know. I haven't been there in a really long time. I don't know what's going on there. There's just too much stuff. I don't know what I'm looking for. And I have anxiety when it comes to like asking people for directions. So it's like, I don't know. This is going to be the color, or no, the fabric I use. I was going to use like another black fabric, but I think I might use that for a collar. We'll see. I'll get around to it eventually. But yeah, I have to figure out like a good time to go to Walmart without feeling like super overly anxious, because I just like, I want to be able to have affordable clothing and like affordable fabric. I have been looking at Spoonflower. Right now they have like a $15 sale on everything, and it's per yard, which is really, really great. But right now I don't have the money to spend. My husband and I, like, I feel bad, but like we recently had like a discussion about like finances and how we're feeling financially and all that jazz, because like both of us are the type of people that like stress about that stuff. I mean, we all should, but like right now it feels especially bad because tis the season to spend all of our money on, you know, Halloween stuff. This is the time of the year that we normally spend money, and we're not. And like, it's not a bad thing, but it's also like the reason why we're not spending money is because we don't have it. And like, that kind of makes us both sad in a way. And we don't like, it sucks because it's all part of consumerism and all that. But like, also as people who love this time, like, we build up our finances so that we can like spend a lot of money, and we budget. That's what it is. We budget so that we can spend most of our money around this time period. I think quite a few people do. They are tight budgeted in like the first half of the year, and then towards the end of the year they get less tight budgeted so that they can start buying like not Halloween, because not many people are into Halloween, more so now than when I was a kid. But most people are like tight budgeted until they get to around this time of the year, so that they start buying like Christmas presents and all that. And I don't know, like, it's tough. I don't want to spend the money because I don't have the money, and because I don't have the money, I'm really sad. Like, the other day I lost my little wizard frog sanitizer packet, Sandy pack, whatever, from Bath and Body Works. It was one of the only things I could afford this year. Normally I buy a wallflower every year, and then I buy all the scents. Well, maybe not all of them, because that's expensive. I was not a fan of the ice cream float, and I've never really been a fan of the vampire blood. But I normally buy at least one wallflower, maybe like a candle holder, some candles. But this year we really are tight on our budget, and like, it sucks because like, we normally budget for this. And yeah, my husband and I are both feeling the stress of it, so this is something we're gonna have to work through. It's okay. We've been poor before. I grew up in poverty, so I know how to like go around this. My husband, when he first moved out of his house, moved into his own house out in Arkansas, he like budgeted really hard. Like, his house didn't have a working toilet for the longest time, so instead of like going to like get it fixed because he couldn't afford it, because it was him and two other dudes, what did they do? They would go down to the local gas station and just use the bathroom there. If it was like number 2, if it was number 1, they would just go in the backyard like men do, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we've been in this situation before, and we've had some like unlucky things that happen. And like, luckily my husband does have a little savings account to the side for emergencies just like this. But it's stressing him out, which is stressing me out. So I'm really, really, really hoping that I can like really be successful at this market circuit, especially now in the fall. Like, I know I'm coming in at a bad time too, because like, I'm not the only one on a budget. We're going through a recession, so like, not everybody can afford the luxury stuff that I have. My goal to go to the markets is to sell at a lower price. So I don't have an example. Like this beret right here. Well, if I can catch it. I did catch it. So this beret right here. Actually, it kind of came, like, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, it's not as cute as I wanted it to be. It is cute. This beret is something online I would sell for $50, but in person I'm going to sell it for $40, because like, there's a way less there's no shipping fees, there's no processing fees. If somebody has cash, I'm not going to charge them tax because I ain't doing all that math. And like, it's local, and I feel like it's more community based, and I want to get myself out more into the community. This one, I think I sell online for 40. How much do I sell it for? 40. So in person, I think it'd be 30, which is, I think, in my opinion, affordable compared to online prices. So I'm hoping that I can be a little bit successful. I don't know. we're just stressed out. Like it's been rough, and like there's new shirts. Like there's a new Mel's Die-In shirt that I really want, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get it. There's like 2 shirts that we want to get for our friends that are coming down to visit us because it is their honeymoon technically, and we are setting money off to the side because like we want to be hospitable. Like we're still Southern. At the end of the day, both of us are Southern. Like my husband did grow up for like a third of his life in California, but at the end of the day, he's still a Southerner because the majority of his life has been in the Southern region, and being hospitable is like part of our culture, you know? And like, I'm not the most hospitable person, but like, I want to show kindness and welcome and all that. So, all right, I gotta go to work. I'll see y'all maybe not tomorrow because I work tomorrow too. I miss being in the sewing room. I miss doing crafts. I have been doing crochet. I have been working on like the base of berets just so I have something to do while I'm sitting at my PC. Those ones aren't going to go with me to the market because they're going to be for my next drop. One of them's going to be like a blood drip one. One of them's going to be the heart spider web, which I'm not bringing those to the market either. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, Goblin Mart, I think that's how, Goblin Market, I can't remember, but they recently dropped applications and their market is on September 6th. I have applied. I applied with my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law doesn't have a business name, nor does she have an Instagram or anything for her stuff. So I'm not entirely sure how we're going to work around that. I don't remember what I said it was, but I think she has to apply herself. If not, then I'm okay with just doing one 8-foot table by myself. I think it's $75 for a table, which sucks because it's also $75 for the other table. But if you guys remember in the beginning of this video, my table can't fit everything. I only have a 6-foot table, but it can't fit everything that I have. Even if I added 2 extra feet, it's not going to fit everything that I have and want to sell. So that being the case, I will bring all my B grade stuff there. I will bring a couple of my like older clothing that no longer fit my fashion, like my idea of fashion designing there, because it just doesn't fit. You know, it doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit my dark aesthetic, my pastel goth aesthetic. It doesn't fit any of my aesthetics except for maybe 1940s, and even then it barely fits that. And then probably some of my duplicates because I just need to get rid of some stuff. That's honestly and truly why I want to do these markets, is because I have too much stuff and it's not selling online. And I know it's partially my fault. I mean, it's mostly my fault because I don't advertise. I hate advertising, but I just want to get this stuff out of my closet. So, all right, time to go to work. Bye-bye. Good evening. Another fit check from my laundry room because I don't feel like going back into my sewing room. But here is the outfit. Nothing special underneath, so it's just my favorite shorts, my little crochet star dangle thing. This shirt I made, I think last year or the year before. I made this like 2 years ago. It's dragon scale. I can't remember what the actual scale is. Tika, do you have anything to say? I don't think so. She just wants to not be home. But I'll be really quick, I promise. I'm running out to work real quick so I can grab the cup that I wanted. So I know I really wanted the Loungefly bag, but financially, I have to be better and not purchase it. It is $90. I do get a 35% discount because I work there. However, I need to save that money for my market, and yeah, like I gotta be better. So I am getting a cup instead. It's gonna be similar to this one, but like cuter. It's gonna be pastel. I'll show you guys when I get it. It's the one thing I'm allowing myself to purchase this year, unless for some reason my market does really well. I'm still waiting on Goblin Mart to reach back to me. I don't know. I honestly am not expecting too much out of it, to be honest. It wasn't really, I mean, it's kind of juried because they did ask for my Instagram, TikTok, whatever. So they may be able to see it, but who knows? Yeah, that's, yeah. So, anyways, I am going to leave the house right now so I can like get to the parks. After I go to work, I will be at Universal showing off like in shorts form. I'm going to be doing like a Universal HHN thing, and then after that, I will be coming home. Maybe stop at Michael's, but there's not a high likely amount. Maybe Publix, also not highly likely because I'm probably going to be peopled out. It is the end of summer vacation for a lot of Americans, so especially in the Florida area, it's promising that it's not going to be super busy. This is a Monday, so I should be there before school's out. All right, let's go. Yee! We got my cup. Very cute. I'm going to put a hand sanitizer thing on top of this whenever I get the chance. I think my husband's trying to surprise me and get me a frog one for the one that I lost. I don't know, but if he does, I might put it, because this is going to be my work one for a while until I'm over it. And then I'm probably going to switch, because like this one has so much space in it. The one I use for work also has a lot of space, but it says culinary on it, and I'm not a culinarian. I cosplay as one, but I'm not. I am definitely just somebody that clocks in, does job, go home. So anyways, I am greatly warm and am in need of water. So I have whatever's left in here. As soon as I get to Universal, I'm going to fill this back up with ice water and then get my schmoove on. Probably not going to be too many updates. I might let you guys know what updates there are, but like I put it all in shorts. And plus there's a lot of update creators right now. So like I feel like I'm behind anyways. So if you're watching my shorts, you're probably already watching the long form content creators do it. So all right, let's go. I don't feel like doing all the work of pulling my mic and all that out. So we're at Universal and we're gonna go in, and I think my necklace is backwards, but that's okay. I don't care at this point. I just want to get out of the car and get stuff done. I had to stop by the Speedway or whatever next to Disney to get some ice and water because your girl was thirsty. So I'm going inside right now. Oh boy, it's 95 degrees out there. It feels like it's 105. But I made it. I made it to the car and I didn't die. I'm glistening. I am not like sweating bullets, so that's promising. I think it's because it's about to rain, but I am going home. I was thinking about stopping by Bath and Beauty Works, but I didn't because I had found the Mel's shirt in my size. Well, my husband's size. I like to wear a little bit bigger nowadays because like having clothes that are tight on me kind of is restricting sometimes. Oh, and I'm wearing like t-shirts specifically. Like this obviously is tight on me, but that's the style of this clothing. So like I'm okay with that. Except for like my sleeves. Like I need to get better about doing sleeves, and that's something that comes with time, and also the fact that I didn't wash this fabric before I made it. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go home, sit in this car a little bit longer so I can stop sweating. Very lucky that I had this little water bottle that I still like. I thought about filling up my water bottle before I went inside, but I was like, hey, I might still be thirsty on my way home and I might run out of water, and I don't want to stop at a gas station to pay for more water because I think it's pretty lame that we had to pay for water. Like I went to the ice machine, like the little soda fountain machine at that what is it, the racetrack, whatever, near Disney, and they had like they didn't have water that dispensed out of it. I would have been okay with paying like $1 for the cup, but they didn't dispense water, so that's pretty lame. That's really freaking lame. Anyways, no more ranting about that. Let's go home, hopefully rest up, get some food, and then maybe I'll get to some crafting today because I feel like I haven't crafted. I mean, I have crafted behind the scenes. I haven't shown y'all the stuff I've crafted. It's mostly crochet because I'm kind of taking a break from sewing this week. But yeah. Okay, let's go. I never show y'all the shirt, so here is the shirt. I meant to show you guys earlier, but then the heat exhaustion got to me, and I'm still suffering. So here's the shirt. I am going to charge it up real quick. Let's do this little black light number. I don't know which parts glow or if it glows in general. We'll see. I do like how the pink's coming out. All right, so we're going to hold it here for a little bit. I think it might be the letters that glow. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Wow. I don't think those letters, the 6000 Universal Boulevard, I think it's just the pink. That's incredible. Oh, this is a good purchase. Wow! I gotta show that to my husband whenever he's done in the shower. I can't wait to show it to him. It looks good. I can't wait to wear this. Oh, by the way, we're not going to Bucky's tomorrow. I am a dummy, silly, dumb head. I forgot that the 12th is not tomorrow. So we're going next week to Bucky's, which is great because now I don't feel as bad for as much money as I spent today. So, like, here's the thing. As I've stated earlier, I save all year for Halloween shopping because it is the one time of year that I feel comfortable buying stuff because it's year round for me. And this year I've greatly had to reduce my pay or like what I spent money on. And like it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like my dopamine levels are kind of low right now, which like it is what it is. Like it's going to be that way for a little bit. I'm not the only one suffering through this. There's quite a bit of us. The tourism industry is taking a big hit. I know I just read an article about how Vegas is down 11%. Foreign tourism in general is down 10% in Vegas. And I think they said local tourism is down 9% or something like that. But yeah, I'm not the only one suffering through this. So it's not one of those like, oh, woe is me, woe is me. I'm not trying to say that at all. A lot of us are going through a lot of growing pains with the economy right now. And like I am lucky to still be able to afford to do HHN and still be able to afford the 2 shirts or the 2 things that I got this year for in general. I'm hoping that the market goes well. I'm not anticipating it to sell like I don't know. Some people are like, oh, I sell thousands and thousands of dollars of market product, and I'm not looking to do that. If anything, I'm looking to build up a base, much like local music scene, where I build up a base and then eventually I get bigger and bigger in my fashion design and people want more from me. That's the goal. It's not to like be an overnight sensation. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to like fill up my table with what's the word with just like junk in general. Like yeah, for some people it is junk, but like I'm not trying to do like the leggy froggy thing and just sell out as much as I can. In general, I'm just trying to get my name out there, and it's like a very expensive way to get my name out there, but I'm hoping that I sell like maybe 2 or 3 berets, maybe 2 or 3 bandanas. That will be my table cost. That will be my starting up cost. That will get my name out there. So, yeah, in general, that's what I'm trying to do with finances. And hopefully, maybe, like, at this point, like, I'm kind of okay. I'm really sad that I'm not going to be able to get the bag that I wanted this year. And to be fair, I did buy an Ida bag at MegaCon this year, so I really don't need a new bag. And on top of that, I don't ever wear my Ida bag because it goes off every time I go to Disney. So, like, what's the point, you know? And the same thing with, like, the cup. Like, I did need the cup. My work cup has been broken. I was lucky that my husband remembered to pick up a cup from work that he wouldn't use. And I've been using that, but I've realized I want to use that for my nightstand cup because it has a lot of weight to it. It's very bulky and there's like, it's not going to knock over as easily. So that's good. And then on top of that, it holds a lot of water. So I won't have to fill it like in the middle of the night. And that's kind of the point of having water next on my water, like nightstand, is to be able to just drink water when I'm really thirsty at night. So I'll be able to have a new work cup and then be able to replace like that work cup that I replaced with my husband's, replace the cup that's on my nightstand. Because right now I have a Dunkin' Donuts cup and it's not insulated, which it doesn't have to be, but it only holds it holds less than this cup of water. So it's just not feasible for me as somebody who drinks a lot of water. Like I have a headache because like right now, 1, heat exhaustion, 2, I haven't been drinking enough water. Let me drink water real quick. But yeah, in general, like I drink a lot more water than most people because that's the only beverage I really drink. I don't drink sodas. I don't really drink juices. I don't drink anything except for water. And I don't even drink energy drinks anymore, except for like maybe 2 or 3 sips in the morning before I go to work because I've been really trying hard to lean off of it. It has made my energy levels a lot lower because I was so dependent on it for 5, maybe even longer years. and not just energy drinks, but coffee. I don't drink coffee very much either. It's a special treat. And I am having a feeling that I'm not going to have coffee as a special treat for a little while. So, yeah, you know. Anyways, since we're here, let me show you guys some of the stuff that I've finished. Well, not really finished. I think I finished one of these or two of these last week. So I know I finished this last week. And I'm pretty sure I finished this one last week. But I finished up this one. I haven't sewn in any of the seams yet. I want to finish off this piece coming up soon. This is one of the larger sizes of my defrosting skelly shrug. Shrug. So I finished that one. I am in the process of working on this one because I have this yarn. You guys probably saw a little flash of it. We're going to make some of the heart spiderweb ones. With these ones, I kind of feel like I don't want to do the mushrooms anymore, but I have a feeling that the mushrooms are going to be a hit. And the mushrooms are a little bit more universal than the spider webs, I feel like. I also kind of am in the Ren Fair like bubble. I know a couple people, more than a couple people who go to Ren Fairs quite often. So if that's the case, then I could at least let them borrow one or something. So we've just been working on a lot of crochet lately. Berets do take a while, and I've been like really enjoying, I've said this before, I've been enjoying like the process of making berets because it's just kind of calming. The counting isn't as bad as it used to be. And then I just like build up the base of the beret, and then whenever I'm ready, dang it. Sorry, I thought I had finished that stitch. I didn't close off the stitches, but I know where I'm at. Anyways, I've been enjoying being able to like do this in the background while watching all the HHN content and not really having to think. The most I have to think is about counting, which is fine. But once I get over to actually sewing things on, that's going to take a lot of more thinking. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of like tired of doing the stars, is because it's a lot more like restarting my counting. I will get more finished. I haven't gotten, maybe I did finish some more since last week, but I have 3 keychains worth and then half. So 3.5 keychains worth of stars done. I am going to replace, not a bug, maybe a bug. I think there's a bug. But I'm going to replace a few of the keychains that I put on my table for the convention. Not convention, I'm not going to a convention. I'm going to a market. And yeah, I put a few on the table. You guys saw that in the beginning of this video. I don't need to re-explain, I don't think. So, all right, we're going to keep on crocheting, hopefully hydrate more because I need the hydration. My head hurts really bad. And then eat my whoopie pie. This is like a Nutty Buddy cream pie, whatever. I don't know. It's pretty yummy. It's not like something I'd want to get all the time. It's sweet, but like it kind of does the trick. Good morning. Another beret done. So now we have 5 in this pile. These are not going to the market that I'm going to soon. These are all going to be for if I make it to a Valentine's Day market, because these ones are going to get the hearts, as I've said earlier. I think I want to do, instead of mushroom like circles, I'll do like little hearts, and then it kind of does like the mushroom beret thing, but not really, you know. This one is going to be the blood drip. I love this yarn. This is Hirschner's, and I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, but it's so soft and it kind of like stretchy, which is nice. It just kind of has that fluffy feeling to it, and I'm such a big fan. And I thought I would never get past big twist or loops and threads impeccable, but here I am wanting more of this Hirschner's yarn. I am waiting for money to roll in before I buy more yarn. I am almost like, my little drawer right here is empty in a way, like emptier than it was a month ago. So I've been doing a really good job working through all the yarn I have. I have all these scrap yarns right here. I think I may have mentioned it in this video, maybe not, but I have a couple friends in my life that have Labubus, and I kind of want to make clothes for their little Labubus because, like, I don't know, I'm not completely in the Labubu trend, but like almost everyone I know is. And I think it'd be really fun to do a fun little something for them and give them a little thing and then practice my own, like, I don't know, drapes or whatever, sewing for little dolls, because fashion dolls are something that I've always been interested in. So, ugh. All right, we're gonna start some more stars, and then once I get bored of the stars again, I have some twinkle yarn in my little drawer, and I might make more. I will make more berets because that's kind of my thing right now. By the way, I forgot to mention, I've gotten pretty much all the stuff I need for like the booth itself. So my sister-in-law has a manager who's has like she does shows every now and I'm borrowing a tent from her for like my first show so that I can like build up some funds. I'm very lucky with like everything with this first market. So we're gonna have a tent, we're gonna have camping chairs because my mother-in-law had chairs, we're gonna have a table. It's only a 6 foot table, which is fine because I don't think I need that much stuff in the booth. I think the booth itself, or like the little canopy itself, is 10 foot by 10 foot. So it's going to feel kind of silly, not going to lie, having a little tiny table inside that big old canopy. But I do have the hanger that I want to, or the moving rack that I want to hang clothes off of, which probably won't have that many clothes either. For sure, we're going to have a whole line of the defrosting Skelly Shrug. And I really, really, really want to get the ball moving, rolling on the bikini tops or whatever, the bralettes. And that's going to take a little bit before I get started on that because I want to start on the bolero. I want to finish my Fallout stuff before I move on to that. So it's going to be like maybe late. Well, yeah, definitely late August because I still have the bolero and then I still have the water bottle sling, which I do plan on recording the pattern for so I can actually put it out there like I said I was going to before summer, and I just never got around to because my brain just said, no, we don't want to do any more tutorials. We don't want to do any more patterns. So yay brain. But yeah, I think that rolling rack is about maybe 4 feet long. It's very, very small, but it's one of those like, it's what I have for now. It'll be useful in the future whenever I like start hanging stuff for at home, and then whenever I get a better quality one, then all that jazz. I got cheap little hangers, like pants hangers, because I do eventually plan on making skirts as well. I bought 6 hangers. I have them in a bag, and I meant to do like a haul for it, but like I don't feel like it. I don't feel like getting out of the chair right now. I want to just crochet and think of crochet only. I want to get like market stuff done. Yeah, so we have those hangers for whenever I get around to making skirts, which I may or may not do soon. I'm waiting for, what's it called, Simplicity to do their pattern sale. Right now it's McCall's, and I don't really have any draw to McCall's patterns. Normally I go straight for Simplicity just because the it was the pattern maker. It was the pattern maker that had the most sales in general. Although I would say, since they're all on the same website, they must be owned by the same conglomerate, because honestly, at this point, we're losing that. It's been bought by liquidators. I think that's the case, or Pirate Equity. I think it's been bought by liquidators. So that's going to go out of business soon, which is really unfortunate because I've learned a lot from them for sewing. And, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, so we got that. What else do we have? Right now, all we're missing is like a mirror, like a big old mirror so that people can like try on the berets. Ooh, don't look at that. We can try on the berets and like see what it looks like on themselves. I will have a hand mirror. I have like a Pom Pom Purin hand mirror. Congrats, Pom Pom Purin, for being number one. Knocked my boy Cinema Roll out of the lead, but that's okay. Like, I understand. Cinema Roll does not need to be number one for like the 5th year in a row. I get it. Honestly, my wallet hurts because of how much merch he has gotten. So thank you, Pom Pom Purin, for taking number one spot. Honestly. Yeah, we have everything going. All I need is that mirror. I found some hand sanitizer in a drawer, so I don't plan on putting it in the little hand sanitizer bottle that I was planning on using, or like the soap bottle that I was planning on using. I'm just going to leave it the way it is for now, at least. I don't know. I kind of wanted to find like a nice scented hand sanitizer like I did in 2020 era. They had like this really nice, it dyed, it stained your hands. I'm not gonna lie. It stained your hands either blue or red, depending. It was a winter scent. Walmart had it. It was the only place that was open. So I purchased it and then realized that it would stain your hands, so I never used it again. But like it's a nice little, but then again, having scented things really isn't the best. We'll be outdoors. And I do need to warn people that it is scented. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll have my own personal little hand sanitizers. I have my little Bath and Body Works, which aren't the best quality hand sanitizers, right? But they're scented and they're personal. So, you know, I really don't need it, but it's a nice little gesture to have. So I'll at least bring the regular bottle. I think it's Purell or something. I don't know. I'll at least bring that to the thing just in case. Like in general, whenever I touch cash, which I do plan on accepting cash and not charging tax on it. All right, so as I was saying, sorry, my mic died, but I tend to use hand sanitizer as soon as I touch cash. Uh, I don't know, it's just a habit of mine. And I also know that I want to charge tax on card orders and not on cash orders because like I don't want to do all the math. I probably already said that earlier in this video. My brain has been scattered, and on top of that, like just in general, it's been like a week. So I'm sure I'm not the only one with this issue. But yeah, I plan on doing something like that, having the sanitizer available for others. And plus on top of that, like, I don't know, it's never too safe to, you know, have hand sanitizer on hand for anybody. There's going to be children. I think this is going to be more children focused event. I don't know. I know Plant City is kind of one of those cities that's like more on the family side, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain it because like in general, like when you go to tourist cities, you would think more adult like things, except for like Orlando, it's more children, specifically Disney. Universal is more adults. Like I would say like most of the events that I want to try to attend are going to be more adult oriented. So like more horror conventions or more like goth conventions, not conventions, but markets, you know? And this one, I don't think it's particularly goth in general. The person I did see the advertisement for this market from is on the alternative side, maybe my age, a little bit older. And so I know that it's going to be like the market vendors were going to kind of lean both ways. I want my stuff to be available for both, but mostly more like adult fashion because I don't see myself wanting to make children's fashion. It's just not in my I don't know. It's just not in my focus range and more feminine presenting fashion. That's just kind of like because like everybody's like, you need to have a niche, you need a niche down. And it's really hard for me to niche down in general just because like I have ADHD and it's just, there's just so many things that I like. And a mishmash of everything still doesn't make sense. I'm not going to lie. I know people look at me and be like, well, where's their fashion coming from? Where's your style coming from? And I can't tell you. I know for sure the most easiest visually to see is that I'm 1940s vintage-ish based. But even then, my style doesn't really read that because a lot of people's 1940s idea is like Hollywood stars. So like they'll see the hair and just think that I'm cottagecore. Sometimes like I used to have a lot of cottagecore mutuals or followers, and then they realize, oh, she's not cottagecore, and then like slowly I'll lose followers. And like at this point, I'm not really like trying to gain more followers. It's not like one of those, oh, I need to be the most popular person in the world, the most popular girl in school. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to get my fashion out there, and whatever it takes, I guess. I'm not whatever it takes because I'm not trying too hard. And like I know I've been on like art business subreddits and they're like, oh, these people want to come on here and not take the business side seriously. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to take it seriously because like I want it to be a hobby that I make money off of. Maybe like I do want to be a fashion designer, but I also don't want to put all my eggs in a basket, you know? Like right now is a really tough time to be getting into this industry. But for me specifically, I think it's going to be the best time to get into this industry because I need like slow startups. I need to slowly dip my toes in. What is it? Dip your feet, dip your toes, whatever. Feet in general kind of gross me out. In a way, I'm glad that this, like, what's going on with the economy is happening right now as I'm not happy that it's happening. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy that it's happening, but I'm happy that I'm getting into this while this is the economy is happening, because that makes it a little bit more tolerable for me, like more of a learning thing. I can learn a lot more from this time period than had I gone in 2-3 years ago when, or maybe even 5 years ago when crochet wasn't that popular of an art style. So, ta-da! All right. By the way, I have gone through this much so far of each change, so it doesn't really feel like I've gone through a lot. But I have this much yarn left. I just finished another star, so I have 4 sitting in the pile. I think I could make at least 2 more, maybe 3, but I'm not entirely sure. But at least 2 more stars, like full. So 4 sides, 4 little panels. But I don't know how much more after that. I'm not buying any more yarn. This is going to be it. I'm going to pass them out throughout all of HHN. Whatever I have left for October 18th, by October 18th, I'm going to try to sell off because, like, I don't know, HHN is kind of special to me, and I kind of feel bad. I think I'm only going to charge like $6, maybe 5. Maybe 5's better. I don't know. I haven't set prices for my table yet, except for the berets and bandanas, because I already have a price on Etsy Ko-fi. And because I want to make it like $10 cheaper than my Etsy, because Etsy has so many fees, and I know I'm not the only one that says this. Etsy has so many stinking fees, and it has so many things, it has so many regulations that it's hard on my brain. So I kind of discourage people from purchasing from Etsy personally. And on top of that, they don't stop AI or drop shippers. So I prefer to sell on my Ko-fi, where I can just stick in a bag and send it, you know? I don't have to have like a shipping label. I don't have to have like all these deadlines. I don't have to have these service fees. Like, it's only like 20 cents to put your stuff onto Etsy. Yeah, something like, yeah, 20 cents. But also they take out a lot of taxes, which is also kind of like, at least they're doing it for me in a way. But like, I'd rather at the end of the year, like, tally everything up, I guess. I don't know. All right, I'm going to finish up some more stars. All right, so we have this many stars now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 completed, or both panels. I have this many yarns left. I don't think it's enough for 2 stars. Holding it, maybe. I don't want to try. Yeah, I don't want to try right now, just in case it's not enough. I think it will be enough for like 1 1/4 panels. So I'm just going to give up on it for right now. And plus, I'm like starting to get really tired of doing stars. So those 6 will replace the 6 I took out of the pumpkin bucket to put on my display for my table. And if I have extra, then I will use it for the table around October 18th. So I'm going to roll this up and then be done with orange yarn for a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I have enough for 2 now that I'm holding it. Like, let me hold this. This feels about the same. This feels a little bit heavier. I'm going to do 1 more. We're going to do 1 more panel and then be done with stars for the rest of the year. Well, not stars. Well, maybe. Be done with the Halloween ones, the keychains, for the rest of the year, because I'm kind of over it. Okay, for realsies, we're done with this yarn. I have enough for at least 1 panel. I don't want to do it. I'm just so tired of the little stars. I love this crochet pattern so much, but it's just like, I want to move on to something else. I want to do something else. Not something like off the top of my head, like, I don't know, not my own creation kind of thing, but like keep on making berets, I guess. I don't know. I want something that I'm not like cutting and switching tasks for, because like that's kind of one of those things with ADHD. Like doing crochet is one thing, but then having to cut something out is another thing, and then having to move something somewhere else is another thing, and then having to do the black velvet, the baby velvet right here. I have all this. Having to do that is another thing. So I'm not even going to touch that today because I just don't want to. I'm probably not going to do it tomorrow either, because tomorrow's, well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow while editing. But after that, I will be back in the sewing room because I want to finish my Fallout outfit. I do also want to finish some of my little candy bracelets. I just got to get around to that too. I have quite a few yarns. I have quite a few beads left, so I can finish like, or make a few more. I'm not planning on making a lot, and I don't plan on replenishing my bead stash after that, because like I just don't want to make more candy this year. Last year was, did I make candy last year? I don't remember. I don't think I did. Yeah, it was the year prior that I made candy. So I still have candy left over from the year prior. And because I have all that candy, I'm probably going to carry that around once, if I run out of the stars. And I know for sure I'm going to try to run out of the bracelets. I'm going to find any of the Fallout cosplayer or costumers or fashion inspired people. If I see a single one of y'all, I'm giving you one. And I'm going to be brave about it. I'm not going to be a big old scaredy pants and just run away because I'm scared of everything. And just in general, I have social anxiety and all that. But I will do my very, very, very best to at least get rid of all the Fallout inspired candy that I have. The stars, I'm not going to try too hard. I'll probably give something away to people who come up to me. And that will probably be about it, because I don't know. I, in general, struggle with conversations. One of the reasons why I didn't put out my pattern. So I have a pattern sitting in my inventory. It's basically done. It's not perfect. I had one person finish, and she actually just recently reached out to me and told me that she wanted to take photos and like post it on her Instagram. And I told her, yeah, please do. Like, you worked really hard. You're the only one that finished the project. There were a couple others that got really close to finishing the project, but they never like did a try on or anything. But that being said, I really appreciate that she finished it and that she took the time to do it and she spent the money to do it. Anyways, that pattern, like, outside of just being a pattern written and being tired of writing my own patterns, I struggled the whole entire time to keep everybody together, to get everybody like all settled into like doing the project. I had a hard time setting the deadline and being firm on the deadline because I just didn't feel comfortable being like one of those, I don't know what you call them, but like micromanagers. I hate micromanaging. I want people to feel comfortable when they're doing something. But also, a lot of us ADHDers are ADHDers are crocheters both ways. A lot of us crocheters are ADHDers, so we do have trouble, all of us, to stay within a deadline. And that's why I never sign up for a pattern test, because I will struggle. I want to do pattern testing. I really, really do. But I struggle so stinking hard on staying within a deadline. I mean, I will do my best. I will stick to the deadline. I will be able to do it. It's just that I could probably only do one a year. And to be the one to manage that for a group of people is really, really tough. I still want to get that pattern out. I just, right now, socially, I'm going to be out of it until probably, I want to say January, where I won't have as many shifts, because January is a dead month for tourism. Most people are saving up their money. They had just spent a lot of money on tourism in general for the December month. They've spent a lot of money on gifts. They've just spent a lot of money in general. So even with the tourism industry taking a hit, we're going to take an even bigger hit this January. So I just want to wait till January to release more patterns. I will release that bottle sling pattern. That it will happen. I will get to that, I promise. But that will probably be it. I don't think I'm going to do a zine of it quite yet. Maybe, but pretty high doubt on that. If I do happen to finish a zine for it, I will bring it to the market. but I kind of struggle with making zines too. I do have both my phones, so I could probably do, because like I use my old phone for taking videos for like pattern making for YouTube, and then I use the phone that I'm recording on right now for photos for pattern making. So I could probably knock out both at the same time. It's just a matter of getting all the pattern written out and then posted and all that. So we'll see how that goes. It is a very short pattern, so it shouldn't be too hard, but knowing me, I struggle. But anyways, stars are done. At least the panels are done. The baby velvet will be put on it tomorrow during editing time. I'm going to work on probably another beret because I love berets. Here I am once again in the car, forgetting to have given you guys an update on my outfit, but I got my crochet outfit. We got a crochet bandana down here, a skirt that I wear like all the time, and then this dress. It's a dress I made sometime this year. I don't remember, maybe last year, but yeah, it's to show off my little crochet guy too. I'm not wearing anything here because, like, I don't know, I just feel like there's just too much going on here. But yeah, we're on our way to Plant City to drop off money to say we're doing this market. No ifs, ands, and buts, no backing out. And then we're going to go out to Tampa for other bank stuff. And then, yeah, we might stop by Bath and Body Works because we found a gift card. And then also I have like that free $10 gift whatever because we got it's a coupon. So I might replace my hand sanitizer thing if it's cheap enough. We'll see. But we're on our way to be responsible adults. Sorry that I don't have a mic. I just forgot. But we're locked in now. $75 later. It's Fees Halloween. So I can't back out now. Paid the $75. We're gonna be here. I bought the square reader recently. I think I already told y'all. I bought the square reader recently. We got the tent. The only thing that we need now is the mirrors for the location, which I'm not super concerned. I kind of want to have like a good quality mirror, but like a little hand mirror won't be the worst case scenario. But yeah, so now we're on to do other adult things, like go to the bank. And then I guess we're going home after that. We're going to eat. Yeah, we're going to find good food out here in Tampa because Tampa has a good local food scene. We're back with a mic, and I started setting up doing more setup to the table because I realized it's going to be dark when we do this show. So I need lighting. So this is what I've got so far. So we got these little emergency lights for hurricane season, and I have one pointing this way. This is my showstopper piece. But this is also kind of a showstopper piece. I need to like angle it because it's kind of hard to see, or angle the light that's under this one. Because like I want this to be visible. I have this little light down here. So it's kind of like, this isn't a showstopper piece, but it's kind of nice to have it here. And then we have all of my bandanas, which are just laying out. We have all of the fairy lights hanging. It's not pretty, but it's something. I'll take it apart and then redo it later. But it's something to give me some extra light. It's like hard to tell what it's going to be like because, you know, it's not dark outside. It's darker, but not like pitch black out yet. So we'll have to come back to this when it's nighttime to see how it looks. But this is the table so far with the lights. I feel like I should add some lights to this because I do have quite a bit more room on with these fairy lights. So I might add some light to this. But so far, I'm kind of liking the way it is. So I have a feeling that I'm going to have like the curtain down on this side because I am borrowing a little tent from my sister-in-law's manager. And because of that, I don't know if it has a curtain or not. If it does, then I'll probably put one side down. So it will help like reflect the light off of the tent into my booth, hopefully. I'm also planning on bringing a flashlight. I also have my blue light so that we can like test the glow in the dark for the people who want to see or make sure it glows in the dark and see how the glow works. Yeah, I think this is it. Maybe some angle changes. But my husband also got us a little bin. I don't know what happened to it. It's somewhere over here. I think it's under the table somewhere. Yeah, it's right there. So that's going to hold everything. Luckily, my art isn't that heavy. So I'll be able to stick pretty much everything in there. I still gotta try it with the little hanger or the coat rack, whatever, clothing rack. That's gonna take up some space, but we'll get there when we get there. So I think this might be it. We're back in the sewing room just for a little bit because I need to fix these pleats. They're annoying me. I posted the video today and I didn't show the backside of it because the pleats were so stinking ugly. So let me show you guys these pleats on the back here. They're supposed to go inwards. Like, I don't know how to show you. So I sewed it down this way. It's supposed to be sewed down here. So I had to rip the seam off and then like take this apart and then put this in this way. It seems harder than it actually is, but I can do this, and it's not really sewing. I mean it is sewing, but it's not sewing a new project. So that's my thing. All right, gotta rip this apart, and then yeah, it's only like midnight. This shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Also, we have the ugly light on because that, like, the little cube over here that usually holds my like ring light USB is being occupied by my phone charger because it's only at 38% and I need noise in the background. I don't want to listen to music right now because I think I'd get too distracted if I listen to music. So I have my phone. You can kind of see it. That's my YouTube machine right now. I just need some kind of noise to keep me company in here. Okay, so I fixed the shorts. This is the worst angle. Hold on. Okay, that's a little bit better. But so front, good. Back, we got the pleats going the right way now, which is perfect. There are a lot of mess ups and a lot of tears in here, but honestly, it kind of really gives the make do and mend of the 1940s anyways, so I think it's okay. And then on top of that, it kind of gives like vault dweller that's learning how to live on the surface. So I gotta get back to this bikini top or the bralette, whatever, because the way that this sticks up is really bothering me. So I think what I have to do is I have to sew it down on the edges down here, and then that will help it stay down. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. But shorts are done. Done, done, done. Now I don't feel as bad. Bralette. The bralette's gonna look bad. I don't know how to fix it. I had a whole conversation with y'all without turning on the mic. So anyways, so what I've done, I put safety pins on the inside because I'm going braless. I don't know if this is going to be super comfortable for me. I will plan on having like bathing suit inserts in between to help out with that because this is just too small for me. And everything about this just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Yeah, I should have went and bought another pattern or worked on something else that wasn't this pattern exactly. But yeah, I have the safety pins in. So far, it looks okay. I'm going to work on this one a little bit. If this is super uncomfortable, then I'll just shut my bolero all the way whenever I get around to it. But for now, this is just what it's going to be because I don't feel like working on it. I don't feel like taking this apart. I don't feel like doing anything else with this one because it was my first time making it. And honestly, we're allowed to make mistakes on our first try of something. So I'm okay with it. Sure, it was something that I could have like absolutely not had a mistake with, but the issue is I didn't have a pattern in my size. So I thought I could fix it and I couldn't. So this is just me fixing the safety pin. But yeah, now all I have left is the bolero, which I've already mentioned. I do have my bracelet. I do have, or my candy. I do have my bandana. I do have to make the water bottle holder, water bottle sling, because honestly, in the game, it's depending on what style you play, water is important. So honestly, it's kind of like a throwback to that, and not entirely, but like if you know, you'll know. It wasn't intentional that way, but as somebody who loves water, it kind of like just falls into the whole entire character in general. I got a comment, by the way, on my video saying that they were excited to see all the vintage inspired outfits. I'm excited too. Like that's one of my favorite things about going to HHN is seeing all the vintage inspired people come out because like a lot of us are into HHN, especially in the Orlando area. But yeah, having it pinned down wasn't too bad. So, all right. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow after I finish editing the video. My dishwasher is going off, so sorry, but I forgot I was going to tell you guys or show you guys what my booth looks like at night. So here it is. This is the general setup. So we have this little guy down here, shining, very bright. Then we have the orange. And like, honestly, the flashlight's not entirely necessary, but I'm going to keep it anyways, because I think it's going to help with this, showing off this masterpiece. And then this guy over here, it's not doing this one as much justice, but this is the showstopper anyways, not this guy. So I think this lighting is enough. It's good enough. I do have over here a couple more lights, but I don't think that's what I want to use. So we just have these ones. I think it looks good. Imagine that backdrop is just white, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. But I think this is enough lighting. This is good. Time to say goodbye. I was not a vocalist. Please do not make fun of me. But anyways, this is the end of the video where I kind of wrap up everything that I've done this week. So this week was mainly focusing on getting stuff ready for the market so that I can be way ahead of the game. Normally my ADHD doesn't allow me to do this, but like, because this is my first time ever, my autism is like, you gotta get everything done right now. So that's the benefit of being ADHD, I guess. There's not really that many benefits, except for like, I don't know, a lot of the disadvantages of being ADHD is the fact that nobody wants to hire you because you're not neurotypical. Yeah, anyways, we have pretty much everything settled for the market. I still haven't like done the clothing rack thing because I'm so nervous that it's not going to be able to take apart, and if it's not if it's not something I can take apart, then I might just be out a couple tens of bucks. I think it was like a $20 clothing rack, but I do have some clothes I'm going to hang on it. I'll probably show you guys later on whenever I get closer to market time, so I can like do an example of all that. We've got our hangers, we've got the table, we've got the tablecloth, we've got the sets, we've got lighting, we've got obviously the merchandise. There's the square reader just came in. I think it's in the mailbox, and I don't want to go out there right now because it looks like it's about to rain. And what else do we got? We got the canopy. We got the money turned in. The only thing that we're missing is the mirror. So I plan on getting like a garage mirror because those are pretty big, and then you can hang them from the canopy. I do plan on purchasing my own canopy in the future, but right now it's a huge startup price, and like, I'm trying to not use that much money for a startup, especially since like, I'm not sure how this is going to go. So the people at the Plant City rec office, they were really nice. All of them were like really patient and like asked for my patience, which I obviously give them patience because they're working a thankless job at this point. And they weren't really curious on what I was wearing, which is fine because like, they're just trying to do their job, but they weren't like taken aback, you know? So it's really, it's nice. It's really nice. That's super awesome. So yeah, the market stuff pretty much is all done. Speaking of market stuff, I have stuff working for a future market. Some of these were done last week, but a lot of these, well, at least 3 of these were done this week. So I think it was like these 3 that were done this week. And then I am currently working on one more right here. I do have a bunch of stars made. I just got to get the black velvet on it. I do not feel like doing it right now, but that's future me's problem. I have plenty of time to get that done, to be honest. I still have this bucket full. Ah! I still have quite a few in here. So I'm not like hurting. And plus, I'm not going to use it until like after the first opening week of HHN, because HHN opening week is going to be used for these candies. So I think I'm going to do a different design too, because I kind of don't want to keep on doing the cross design or the X design, whatever. So yeah, that's everything I worked on this week, crochet wise. I did, yeah, okay, I was like, I don't think I did any sewing. I did last night. I went and recovered my pleats, and then we just pinned down the bralette. Right now, I don't want to try on the bralette because it's really hard to get on because it is too small for me. So I need a little bit of a help. And I am kind of nervous that it's not going to feel good on me. Oh, speaking of sewing, so I am on the Simplicity site right now. There is a $4.99 pattern sale for Simplicity. However, all the patterns that I want are not on there. None of the vintage patterns are on sale. So at this point, because I just don't think that it's going to go on sale, I will be purchasing the bralette pattern in the larger sizes. And then I will also be purchasing the 1940s Mrs. Jacket. It's S3150. It's going to be a first time pattern for me. And I just want to try it out. I like the way that the bralette looks. I don't really care for the jacket. I like the shorts. The shorts have a pocket. It looks like they have a pocket pattern to it. So that's pretty neat. I want to get more into shorts making too. I do eventually want to purchase more Simplicity patterns in the future or vintage patterns from Simplicity in the future, because that is just kind of the easiest thing to do. They have the full range for the most part. I would love to support the smaller vintage community pattern maker artists out there. However, most of them don't come in the large size range. So I, for now, will be doing this until I learn how to draft. So it's a little bit more money than I want to spend right now. So I'm going to wait until my paycheck drops. But this is in the back burner right now. We're not buying any more yarn for quite a while. I am going through all my yarn right now, which is fine because it makes me feel better that I'm not purchasing yarn, if that makes sense. Whatever. What else did we do this week? Yeah, market stuff. We repaired the pleats on the shorts and then pinned down the little ugly thing on my bralette. We did a lot of crochet. We did purchase like our 2-3 things for theme park Halloween merch of the year. I do want to purchase more, but like right now I gotta be smart with my money because this is a huge startup for me and I just don't have enough money to be doing all this. I will probably find it in thrift stores eventually. I have seen HHN stuff in my local, I wouldn't say local thrift store. It was Goodwill. My local thrift store is very religious and will not have that stuff. So I will probably find it eventually. I know I can. What else? Yeah, this week was a really exciting week. Very short video to edit, which is not common for me. Very short, as it's almost an hour and a half long at this point. But it's, I don't know. I'm so excited to do this. I know I started this YouTube channel. Well, there's many reasons why I started this YouTube channel, but more recently, within the past year and a half, I've started this as a way to keep myself accountable to make it to markets eventually as a fashion designer, as somebody who uses crochet as a kind of a coping mechanism for just calmness in general. And we're at the point where we'll be at a market. Finally, after, I know I posted this on my Instagram and TikTok, the business Instagram and TikTok, that I worked on it for 2 years, but I think honestly, it's been over 2 years since I've worked on it. And I can't be more proud of myself that we're here, we're at this point. So still waiting on word from Goblin Market. I'm not exactly planning on doing that market. It's just nice to sign up for it. I hope I can. Or I hope I can get accepted. If not, I'm not going to be hurt about it because then that means I have more merchandise for the Wicked Wilds market. And on top of that, it will give me more breathing room because the Goblin market is in September. I can't remember the exact date, but it's in September, I think 6th. And yeah, like, I don't know. It just gives me more time to get prepared. So yeah, that's this week in a nutshell. Oh, also, if you keep up with any of my Infinity Nikki stuff, I finished chapter 2. Like, I finished the whole entire storyline. It's pretty good. My theory of the Infinity Nikki line is that she's kind of a time traveler. I don't know. I've never watched Doctor Who, but I'm assuming it's similar to Doctor Who where you're going to different timelines and then doing some studies or whatever. I don't know. But basically, you're the main character in the story. Like, I don't want to give out too much info if you're playing Infinity Nikki, but it's kind of you're the person in the story. And like, that's the reason why 1.5 happened. It happened terribly. It was a terrible lead up to it. However, I think what's going on is like some storylines you end up dying, and some of them you end up like saving the world, you know, essentially. So can't wait for the next update. The next update is the housing update. We're almost there. One more, less than a month. Less than a month for HHN. This is like, this time of year is very, very exciting for me. So I will probably be maybe a little bit more talkative, maybe a little bit more active, but then it's a steep decline. So yeah. Anyways, let me stop blabbing. Let me let y'all go. Let me get this video edited so I can get it out there and start working on my Fallout outfit next week. Honestly, it's been a good break from sewing. I needed that because for some reason my sewing brain was not all there for the shorts, even though that's my favorite, very, very favorite shorts pattern in the entire world. It just, my brain wasn't there. So now that I've taken that break and I've been longing to do it, now that the Fallout food booth is out, I'm excited to get back into sewing. So next week we'll be sewing. And then the week after that, I'm hoping to get to the pattern. I'll probably start on that very first, even though I really, really want to get out there to Universal. I have this week, then next week. So 2 more weeks. And then we'll be at HHN. All right, guys, we got this. See y'all next week.